thumbs up if you can hear me on video. Good. All right. Thank you. Well, first of all, my name is Alex Derhovanessian, Vice President with Clarion, a GCOM company. And I just wanted to welcome everyone to the Virginia Datathon 2021. Just a reminder, as you all clicked the recording acceptance button, your presence here today is your permission for this recording as well. We'll be recording the next 45 minutes or so. We'll also be recording the presentations at the end. We'll be live streaming those on the Library of Virginia site, so more information about that will be coming up soon, but just wanted to make sure that everyone was well aware of that. So what is the history of Virginia Datathons? So back in 2014, this event kicked off, and this event has grown each and every year. It has been amazing to watch this event just continue to grow, even virtually as we are today. We have 26 teams with over 120 people and a waiting list of people who are actually not able to join because we had to cap it at some point to make sure that we gave you all the most time possible to both create and to present your solutions. A huge thank you to each of you, state agencies, private sector, public sector, education, college universities, nonprofits, who are not taking the time, but making the time for this very important event. Each of you has something else to do today. Each of you has another priority, another meeting, or another thing that's on your plate. And each of you has chosen to be part of a solution for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I can't tell you how much that means to me, the individuals on the organizational team here, and the Commonwealth leadership team, who are really looking forward to seeing some of the solutions you all bring tomorrow. So one thing I'd like you to do is make sure that you take a look at the chat, because if you're not in chat, there's some great dialogue happening as we speak within chat. So Jesse Bailey is actually sharing some of our YouTube links. So if you want to share the live stream with your friends, your family, if you want to come back, for my kids' sake, I'll tell you to smash that like button when you get there, because that's very important for the library as well. But take a look at the YouTube site, send it out to your friends and family, and also we'll be using that for your presentation. So if you want to share with your friends, families, or colleagues that you'll be presenting tomorrow, we'll be also live streaming that tomorrow as well. And then for each of you, if you could do one thing this morning, is include our hashtag 2021 Virginia Datathon. Jesse will put this in the chat as well, but put that in your social posts about this event, put that in things that you are communicating about this event, and we'll hopefully get that turning here shortly. So first of all, I want to introduce the judging panel. So each of you knows why you're here. You are here to create solutions and ideas, and we couldn't have those solutions and ideas prioritized or judged without an amazing group of judges. So first of all, I want to introduce Heidi Hertz, Deputy Secretary of Agricultural and Forestry for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Heidi has been an amazing partner in events leading up to this and this event as well. And so Heidi, I just want to thank you for your participation. Sam Portillo is the data engineer for IPON Technologies. So Sam was actually where you all are today. So Sam was actually the captain of the first place team in 2020. So if you want to join the judging panel, a little extra incentive for the winning team for next year, you could be Sam next year. So bring your best ideas, and Sam, thank you for not only being a participant last year, but for being a judge this year as well. And finally, Eddie Oliver, who is the Executive Director of Federation of Virginia Food Banks. We are here for taking a bite out of hunger, and I want to make sure that we say thank you to Eddie as well for all the work you do. I think that's, again, as the theme suggests, it's one of our key topics and our key areas across the Commonwealth. And so Eddie, thank you for your time today and tomorrow. So a few housekeeping rules. I just want to make sure I cover housekeeping. We're going to use chat a lot, so take a look, keep a lookout on the chat. We're going to go over a lot of these details tomorrow as well, so we're not going to go through all of these things. Each of you all got a kind of reminder sheet yesterday from Jesse. That has all the details in it, but I will reinforce a few things. The question always comes up of what data can we use? So any open data set out there can be utilized, so please make sure you take advantage of that. Our awards, well, why are we here, Alex? Like, what's in it for me? The big question. So first place is $750 per person. Second place is $500 per person, and third place is $250. So please know there is something in it for you as well. I think the bigger prize though is what's in it for the Commonwealth and what's in it for the individuals impacted by hunger around Virginia. Team presentations. I'm going to take 5 seconds on this. We're going to hit more on this tomorrow. So please know they have to be pre-recorded. So please make sure that you are planning for that. I think over the last years, especially when we were in the virtual sessions, I think people underestimated the amount of time it was going to take them to record and be happy with their presentations. So please make sure you're planning for that. You can make your recordings, I would say, outside of Zoom. You can't record in these breakout sessions. So if you want to open another Zoom and use your own personal Zoom to record, that's fine. But you won't be able to record within the confines here. You'll have to use another recording tool to do that. Tomorrow's timeline of 1:30 is a pretty solid timeline. As I mentioned, we have 26 teams. The team here at the library is going to have to sort, organize, and get all those folders, files quickly. So please make sure you hit the 1:30 deadline. Finally, Jessie Bailey is going to put her email address in chat. We'd like to make sure we have a phone number from every team, not team member. So please note, don't need one from every team member. But if we have a contact, a captain, a person on every team's phone number, if you could email that to Jessie. I know many of us don't always work within the Zoom. Some of you may leave the Zoom area. We just want to make sure we have a way of getting in contact with you in case there's a change, in case we don't have a document we need from you. We want to make sure we have that contact information. So Jessie's put her email in chat. It is Jessie, Jessi, .Bailey, Bailey, @governor.virginia.gov. And then finally, I just want to say a huge thank you. We would not be able to be here today if it weren't for our sponsors. Each and every year, the team does an amazing job of gathering sponsorships in order to support this event. And I just wanted to take a quick few minutes to thank our sponsors. And you've seen their ads running at the beginning of this. And each of those sponsors has played a key role in making this event what it is today. Our title sponsor today is Clarion. Our gigabyte sponsors are Google Cloud, AWS, and Tower Technologies. Our megabyte sponsor is Carney & Company. Our kilobyte sponsor is NIC Virginia. And finally, our SWAM sponsor today is TBL Networks. So please join me in a quick thank you to our sponsors for not just their support, but their engagement in today's event as well. For those of you who have not used Zoom, I would highly encourage you all to use the speaker view in Zoom. That way the person speaking will always be front and center for you. There's a gallery view, there's a speaker view, but I would also make just a recommendation that to use the speaker view in Zoom. Again, if there are any questions, please make sure you're posting those in the chat. We'll have polls running as well, and we'll go through a few more logistics before we break into solutions. But right now, it's my just absolute honor to introduce the librarian of Virginia, Dr. Sandy Tredway. I will tell you, we are very, very fortunate to have Dr. Tredway's leadership in Virginia. She's been a part of the DNA in the Library of Virginia for many, many years, has been the agency lead and the librarian for the last 14 years. There is not another person in an agency that has embraced technology as much as Sandy and her team have. And I think what we don't know is how fortunate we are to have this resource in Virginia, right here in Richmond. I think what the kind of unknown facts about the library are the fact that it is a leader around the nation from both a technology, resource, and artifact perspective. And we should all be very proud of that. Dr. Tredway, welcome.
Have to remember to unmute, don't I? Good morning, everyone. On behalf of all of us at the Library of Virginia, I am delighted to help kick off and launch the 2021 Virtual Virginia Datathon. The library is very proud to partner with Virginia's Chief Data Officer, Carlos Rivera, and his wonderful team in producing this event. We are so excited to watch all of you who have signed up to put yourselves on the line and really do a heavy lift over the next 2 days as member of teams, because the work you're doing is important. We want to watch you work your magic to find some innovative solutions to the challenges of hunger and food insecurity in our Commonwealth. And we know you will do that. Promoting the use of data to serve the public good is one of, excuse me, one of the most important things the Chief Data Office does. And the Datathon is a wonderful way to show how powerful and impactful this work can be. The library is really pleased to be a co-host of the Datathon this year, as we have for many years past, because we're all about open data. In fact, I like to say that we are the first open data portal for the Commonwealth. We were founded almost 200 years ago in 1823, and the whole reason was because the state had been around for a long time, going back to its colonial roots. It had accumulated information all over the place, and literally all over the place, and people had no way to really access it easily. So having an organization devoted to creating order in that chaos and making that information about Virginia's past and Virginia's government available to the public was why we were created to begin with. And of course, for the last 25 years, we have been using technology in major ways to open those collections up to the public. And our collections go back to the earliest days of Virginia history, right up to the present. So if you need the latest information or report from the General Assembly, we're on it. If you need to know, things about the early colony of Jamestown, we've got those materials and everything in between. And we have been a leader among state libraries and state archives, as Alex said, in using technology to make those collections open and accessible to you. And we even invite you to help us with that. When we digitize materials from the collection and put them online, we have a project called Transcribe, where you can sign up and help transcribe that old 18th and 19th century handwriting into modern text readable and searchable language. So our mission's always been about providing access to information, and supporting the Datathon is just another way for us to advance that important work. So I want to thank all of you for being part of this effort today and be willing to take the deep dive into finding a solution to a really serious challenge. I want to wish the teams all the best of luck. I'll be watching your presentations tomorrow and holding my breath because just when I pick who I think is going to be the winner, the next presentation blows me out of the water. You all have been, and will continue to be amazing. I want to thank also all of the sponsors that you should have seen some promos for as you waited for the Datathon to start. Without their support, this would not be possible. And it really, it just is profoundly, we're profoundly grateful that they are with us and have continued to be with us year after year. I especially want to thank my team here, my information technology team, because they make what's happening the next 2 days look easy, and it is not. So Paul Castellaspi, our IT director, and our desktop and application support guru who fixes everything here and makes the impossible happen all the time, Mike Ezapek, for their amazing effort. Now it's my great pleasure to turn the program over to Marcus Thornton, the Deputy Chief Data Officer for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Marcus hails from Danville, Virginia, and has worked in software engineering for the last 20 years. Before becoming the Deputy CDO, he worked for a data company that specializes in the collection of retail pricing data from all across North America. As the Deputy CDO, he serves as the Chief Operating Officer to the Chief Data Officer and as the CDO's technical advisor. He creates new partnerships between the Office of Data Governance and Analytics and all of Virginia's state agencies, showing those agencies how sharing data across the Commonwealth can be leveraged to make more informed decisions and increase efficiencies. So I'm delighted to turn the microphone over to Marcus and to get this Datathon started. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Tredway, for such a great introduction, and thank you as well for your participation and service. I am so excited to be a part of this and to watch such great innovation. when I think about really just in the past year, from the last Datathon to now, the growth is so exciting. And so for someone like me, with a background in data and software engineering, this is really going to be exciting. And so I want to echo the thanks to our sponsors, our partners, the organizations, special thanks to the judges, and really thanks to the teams and participants as well, because this is really going to be an exciting event. And also I want to say, when I think about Roadmap to End Hunger and, really the great work that we're doing in the Commonwealth in terms of just bringing forth to light how actionable intelligence and data, really work together. And so I'm hoping that we see some really great solutions. I'm really looking forward to the presentations tomorrow. But more importantly, I'm just excited about this event. It's really large now, and good luck to all the teams that are participating. It's really going to be a great event, and I can't wait.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Dr. Tredway. And thank you all again. So very quickly, we're going to transition into one more poll. So y'all that have joined early have seen these before, but we're going to put a poll up for everyone to jump on very quickly. The question is data a technology asset or a business asset? So please take 30 seconds to do that. And we will, I'll share a few words here in a minute. Great answer. Great answer. Okay. Ten more seconds. This poll is not up apparently. That's interesting. The poll is on my screen. I will relaunch a poll later. So we'll do the poll another time. So very quickly, again, as I mentioned, my name is Alex Tredway. It will be an honor to spend the next couple of days with you. For those who have been at Datathons in the past, it has been great to meet you all in person and last year virtually. And I just want to take a few minutes to talk about Clarion. So at the end of the day, Clarion, this is a GCOM company. Our mission is to make a difference every day. And I couldn't think of a better way to make a difference than being part of the Datathon and the work here in the Commonwealth. At GCOM, our goal is actually to help government to create healthier, safer, and more prosperous communities. And we do that each and every day with our clients. And we're proud of the partnerships we have here in the Commonwealth and around the nation to make impacts every day for our clients and their constituents as well. So why are we here to talk about hunger? While I qualified for a free or reduced lunch when I was a child, I don't think many of us or any of us on this call truly can appreciate what it's like to not know where our next meal is coming from, or to not know how to put food on the tables for our children. And so I think that the call for all of us today is to find a better way to bring data as a solution to the point in the chat, to be a public good, and to bring results for people who are not able to bring those results for themselves. Clarion is committed to driving outcomes for all of our clients across many secretariats here in Virginia. And today we all have an opportunity to make an outcome, not just for the Commonwealth, but for individuals that are in need of our help today and tomorrow. So what is impact? We ask ourselves every day, what is an impact? How do we make that impact? I think there are a few things I'd like to share about what impact looks like. I think the first thing we should do is understanding our audience and our clients. I think many times we go into a situation, whether it's a datathon or a meeting, and we think we understand, or we think we know better, or we think that we have the answer. I think it leads into our second point around being willing to listen and understand. To make an impact, you've got to be willing to listen and understand and see it from the view of individuals in the situation. Not from our view from afar, not from our view of, oh, I think it's this way, or I've experienced this way, but really the impact comes from when you understand where your people and the constituents are coming from, their perspective and their pain points. Another thing about impact is we need to separate perception from reality. And I know Carlos and his team talk about this a lot. We talk about this around the Commonwealth. But if someone says we can't do that, is can't because we never have, we don't know how to, we've never asked, or we are mandated that we can't. So I think many times, many of our barriers that we put up in solutioning are actually a perception and not reality. And to make an impact, we've got to dilute that and understand the reality behind that. And then to our next point, if there is an impediment, how do we change that impediment into a stepping stone? There are impediments around all of us. For those that we're trying to serve today, those impediments are much larger. But it's how we impact and how we work with those impediments that is going to drive our solutions each and every day and drive our success. If we look at an impediment and say we can't go through it, can't go around it, we just have to stop, then we're going to stop and we're not going to make progress. But each of us on this call knows that in order to make progress, we've got to go through impediments, go around them, over them, or create stepping stones from them to move us all forwards. And finally, I think not being satisfied with the status quo. Each of you are here to make a difference today. Don't accept the status quo as it's okay, or that's what we've always done. Think of a better way, think of a new way, and I think all of us will be more successful. And then finally, once we don't accept the status quo, let's make sure we're not solving just for today. Let's make sure we're solving for today, tomorrow, and future generations. Because the solution today is just that, a Band-Aid. It gets us from where we are to maybe tomorrow, but it doesn't get us on the pathway to success. And at GCOM and Clarion, our goal is to get everyone on the pathway to success, get them from where they are today to where they want to be, and make sure that we grow with them in that process. So thanks for taking a few minutes to listen to some of my thoughts. Hopefully some of them are helpful as you're solutioning today and tomorrow in your teams. And now it's we're going to move on to Taylor Scott. So Taylor Scott, I'd like to introduce Taylor. I think Taylor is there as well.
Hi there.
Taylor, welcome. We're excited to have you. I can't thank you enough. And please, the floor is yours today.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for having me today. Honestly, it is an honor to be here at this Datathon. I'm very excited to hear all your information and listen to the presentations. I am actually the founder of RBA Community Fridges. Some of you might have heard or even possibly seen the free food community fridges around Richmond. And I essentially had the idea to put them up in the city here. The community fridges, the actual idea of putting up fridges that have free food accessible to others is not an idea that I started myself, but to put them up in the city, I just had the idea last November to be able to share the food that I grow in my apartment, which you possibly could hear. My water is running right here from my hydroponic farm stand that I grow in my house. And it started to grow so many tomatoes that I didn't know what to do with them, and my friends did not want to eat them. So I was speaking with a friend of mine, and they suggested that I provide it to the closest community fridge in my community. And I did a little research, and we actually don't have any community fridge prior to this year within the whole state. And so I just did a little thinking, and this really made me realize the food insecurity that were around the city and just ways to combat hunger. Like you said, that wasn't just a little Band-Aid, like something that could be permanent. You know, being able to put up a fridge that's there 24/7, providing free food that is essentially ran by the community, not just myself, really allows the community to feel a sense of responsibility and ownership over the fridges, and allows them to, even if something, you know, God forbid, was to happen to me, the fridges still would be able to run and they would still be able to have access to that food. So that's something I definitely wanted to achieve. And as of January and of this month, we have actually put up 8 out of 12 community fridges around the state. And so we really wanted to be able to provide food to people in the community, especially that we're in food apartheids or what we call food deserts, places where like a Walmart or somewhere where they can get fresh produce and groceries is maybe the closest 20 plus minutes away. And for a lot of people, it just isn't accessible to get that food, to be able to walk that far or get access to a vehicle to move that far. So we wanted to be able to put them in communities that really were going to need it. We're still putting them up throughout the year. Like I said, we're at 8 and we're trying to put up at least 12 for this year. And we also are trying to work with a lot of local partners, community members, community farmers, gardeners, local chefs, just so we can also like just locally source that food instead of wasting it, because we don't also want to let all the waste go into just the earth, you know. We wanted to be responsible and sustainable. So we wanted to be able to find a way that we can take all the food that is essentially wasted in our homes, wasted at events, wasted in our kitchens at the end of the night, and be able to provide those to people within the community so they can have access to the food that they might not be able to have access to. Honestly, it has been a tremendous eye opener to have the fridges up and be able to understand a little bit more in depth of the hunger crisis that's just right here in our backyard. I have only been in Virginia for 6 years. I'm from New Orleans, and we have a few community fridges in the state, but even having been back this year and seeing the difference between the community fridges here in Richmond and there, we have a lot more community support and community partnership with the fridges here that really allow us to expand as fast as we do and get a lot of questions, a lot of food, and really questions, responses from the community. Because like you said, we really want to get to the base of the community to understand what's happening. We can't just put up fridges and put food in people's neighborhoods and assume that they're going to accept it or even know what it's for without talking to them, understanding what they need, understanding what it is they want. Each community is different, and we really like to engage with our community here at the fridges just to ensure that we know everything that the community really is in need of, that they want. We're really trying to make up ways that this past Monday we had a little Instagram crash, and since we are very new and essentially I do this out of my apartment, I don't have like a website yet, so we're trying to get a website up and running. So hopefully if anything else happens, people have a way to contact us outside of our Discord channel, because we do have a Discord channel. People can volunteer. We have daily volunteers, weekly volunteers, people that prepare meals for the fridge, that clean the fridges, just send us updates, drop and deliver food from local farms and everything. So it is a really big help to have the community involved, especially like you said, when you're looking for things that are permanent solutions. If I wasn't from here, like I am not, but if I hadn't been living here as long and wasn't aware of certain areas or places that really needed fridges, asking the community, where do y'all think we should put up a fridge? What are some things that we can put in the fridge? What are things that we should be looking into, researching to provide for you all through the fridges? Like back to school, we definitely want to provide back to school things. When it gets cold, we like to partner with other mutual aids to provide blankets and stuff for people that may not have a home or be less fortunate to get blankets and socks and things like that. So we don't just do food, but we really just want to be able to provide as a whole to people. So the fridges really is like a really big mutual aid family. We work with other mutual aids so that we can assist other people to get what they need. And we really love everyone. Like, it has really opened my eyes to so much within this community, and I can't appreciate it enough. We often get asked, is there a way that we can essentially tell people how many people we feed a month? And we're very big on not policing people at the fridge, but we are very interested in getting that data, because it is a good way for us, especially if you want to get deeper into being an LLC, mutual aid, 501(c) nonprofit. In the end, we want to be able to tell people how many people, how much food that has been distributed, how big of an area that we have like been able to help with that. So being here with you all today really is like making me more aware and educated on ways that I can get data and assert data so we can understand more about how we can get things to the community. So if anyone has any questions, if you have any advice, anything, I will drop my email in the chat so you all can email us. Honestly, please, we are always looking for help. I am pretty much always available. So thank you all for your time today, and I'm here for questions.
Taylor, thank you all. Thank you again for your time, and thank you for your leadership in this space, and just for your commitment. I think it goes above and beyond. There's some questions here in the chat. I'm going to pick a few or a couple if we have a couple seconds for some questions.
Awesome.
One question is, where can we donate or how do we support your efforts?
Awesome. We have a GoFundMe, and it is RVA Community Fridges. And actually, we have an Instagram and a Facebook page, which are both RVA Community Fridges as well. In both of our Facebook and Instagram pages, I probably can put it in here too. There's a link. We have a link tree, and that link tree takes you to our GoFundMe. That link tree takes you to our Facebook, our Instagram. It takes you to our volunteer Discord where you can choose to be in any of the channels. It takes you to, we have a little campaign to buy a tote bag right now, so you can like donate to the fridges. And that's just like how to monetarily donate. We are always looking for volunteers, people to just reach out. Honestly, the best way you see fit to help and volunteer with the fridges is the best way we can, obviously. If you're someone that cooks and you want to prepare meals, we're always here for that. We even provide actual containers if you do need it. So we are very open to working with you in the best way that you can volunteer.
The next question, I'll combine a couple, is identifying the partners you work with. Is there a way how do we identify the partners you work with and the areas you serve? Are you geographically based in a central only location, or how far do you serve the population?
Awesome. So when we first started, we actually, and generally kind of because we have gone through a lot of the original locations, we generally ask on our Instagram, what are some locations that you all think would be a nice area just to start out with. Like I said, we do want to get a lot of the community's input, especially since I'm not from here. It's kind of hard for me to know exactly where, but I also do kind of drive around and figure out areas that are far away from, anywhere that you can get any fresh produce. Or we actually have a Google form where people can decide if they want to be an artist to paint the fridge, because all the fridges are painted by local artists. You are welcome to donate your time. You're welcome to say you want to prepare meals, join the Discord, or even be a host location. So if you fill out those forms, we kind of get back with you and we just reach out to you and go about how all of that was set up. And then as far as geographically, it does say Richmond, and that was only because the first fridge, when I started in January, I was like, well, obviously it's going to be Richmond, so we're going to call it RVA Community Fridges. But honestly, since we have started the one in January, we have helped other organizations in different counties like set up their own fridges. So there are fridges in 757. There's a fridge that just got set up in Charlottesville, and there is a fridge out in New Valley. So it's really exciting to see them spread out in the state, especially like I said, because there were none before January. So it's really awesome to see this like expand and people really get access to fresh food.
Well, Taylor, thank you again. And thank you all for your comments and questions. And again, Taylor will drop some information. Jesse already has actually.
Awesome.
Taylor, drop some information into the chat for more information or keep in touch. There's a link there to the Community Fridges site as well. Taylor, thank you again for not just your commitment, but also your time today and for your continued efforts in this very important space. So thank you again.
Thank you all.
Next up this morning, I am thrilled to introduce the First Lady, Pam Northam. So for those that were here in person in the Datathon 2 years ago, you'll know that First Lady Northam is truly committed to this event. She was scheduled to come by to do a meet and greet. And for those that were involved, she literally went to every team, talking to every member, and went table to table over the course of over an hour to make sure that she understood what we were working on, what she could be doing, what were the issues. And her leadership has just been so appreciated. Her partnership in this has been just so truly appreciated as well. And so today she's prepared a few words for you all. And so I'd like to introduce that video now. The First Lady Northam.
I'm very honored to be with you all today. The governor and I are thrilled that you all are committed to using your many talents and outstanding skills to ensure that all Virginians have access to the food they need to grow and thrive. You may have heard that Chris with Code VA calls us the first family of STEM because I'm a pediatric therapist and science educator. My daughter is a web developer. My son is a pediatric neurosurgeon, and my husband is also a pediatric neurologist. First, I would like to thank those of you who are also educators and administrators who have been heroically holding the line for our children throughout this pandemic. Your courage and creativity, not to mention perseverance, has been an inspiration to us all. Your students will be more resilient and recover better because of you, and we are so grateful. Certainly never before have we seen such a need for STEM literacy and understanding data science. More people than ever before now know that data science like bioinformatics and genomics can have such practical application, even life or death consequences. It has been vital to surviving this pandemic and rebuilding our nation. In fact, as a STEM educator, it was my goal to make data science more visible, tangible, and relevant. Data science already exists throughout the curriculum, but we are now taking strides to integrate and highlight that data science to our students to make it more relevant and fun, just like you're doing today with the Datathon. We are relying on your help in developing data-driven solutions to address hunger in the Commonwealth by providing actionable insights for many Virginia families. You know, hunger and food insecurity were a reality prior to COVID-19. Before the virus, approximately 850,000 Virginians, 250,000 children did not know where their next meal was coming from. Now, forecasts indicate an additional 150,000 Virginians will be food insecure as a result of this pandemic. It has created disruptions in every aspect of our lives, financially, emotionally, and physically. Even as vaccines are opening doors to a new normal, we all carry with us the memories of empty grocery store shelves, questions about our family's food supply, and changing how we live our day-to-day lives. While we have all felt the stress of COVID, the most disastrous effects are magnified in communities already vulnerable. COVID-19 brought challenges to the entire food system and threatened how we provide food to Virginians who need it. We've all seen the news coverage of hunger heroes who provided meals to students at pickups and on bus routes, how pantries and food banks have had higher demands than ever before, and we have witnessed families struggling to make ends meet. Addressing food security has been a priority since the beginning of our Children's Cabinet. The Children's Cabinet recognizes the importance of our combined strengths across sectors, secretariats, and program areas to make sure that every opportunity is available to Virginia's greatest resource, our children. As chair, I'm proud that over the past 3 years, the Children's Cabinet has been working to ensure that Virginia's children have consistent, reliable access to healthy foods. Recognizing this need, we have set the goals to expand access to nutritious food, children and pregnant women, and to promote community-based food systems to increase access to healthy local foods. Helping students get the important school supply of school meals, assisting families in accessing SNAP and financial benefits to help put food on the table, and strengthening our food supply chain from farmer to consumer is our great goal. One of the signature accomplishments of the Children's Cabinet was the release of Virginia's Roadmap to End Hunger, as a signal to everyone that our Commonwealth has a pathway forward to ending food insecurity. This set of goals and strategies is the first of its kind and an opportunity to set us on the course to ensure that Virginia children and families do not go hungry now or in the future. This roadmap prioritizes the things that we know we must do to make this happen, like expanding child nutrition programs in schools, increasing participation in SNAP and WIC benefits, providing our seniors growing access to local food, strengthen connections with the healthcare sector, encourage investments in food deserts and marginalized communities, increasing public awareness of hunger in Virginia, and supporting community organizing to combat food insecurity. This report looks beyond our current struggles and outlines a way forward to make significant progress in the Commonwealth. As part of the Roadmap to End Hunger, we're teaming up with the Office of Data Governance and Analytics to collaborate to build data dashboards. This will highlight the impact of the roadmap goals and priority areas while helping us track progress year after year. I want to thank our partnering state agencies, the Department of Housing and Community Development, the Department of Education, Department of Health, Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services, Department of Social Services, and our nonprofit partners like the Federation of Virginia Food Banks for sharing the information that you have collected to help us to tell this important data story. And now I'm thrilled to work with all of you through the Virginia Datathon. This partnership provides unprecedented opportunity for team solutions developed from the Virginia Datathon to provide great insight on what policies and programs could contribute to food security for our children and communities impacted by the pandemic. We believe that good food is a right, not a privilege. So please have a great event today, and thank you again for the work that you are doing to end hunger in Virginia.
A huge thank you to First Lady Northam on that. And again, just a thank you to her for all of her leadership in this space, as you heard in her presentation. We're going to take 30 seconds right now and do an optional team photo. So again, this is not required, so please know there's no requirement for this. But for those of you who are on Zoom, if you want to, look at that, Tom's already come off video. That's great. No, but come off video. We're going to take about 10 seconds for folks to come off video. We will get a couple screenshots of our quote unquote group photo. If you were here in the library at our datathons in the past, we had them in front of the stairwell, which was a beautiful picture and just such a beautiful space here in the library. But since we can't be here together, I wanted to make sure everyone had an opportunity. We'll put this out on social as well if you want to tag yourself or others or share, but we'll give everyone about 10 more seconds and then we'll take a group photo. While you're coming off video, actually, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our SMEs. So as you all keep coming off your video or turning on your videos or cameras for those who choose, I also want to introduce some of our SMEs today. So our SMEs are individuals that will be available for teams, for questions, kind of bouncing ideas off of. They won't be solutioning for you, but they'll be able to provide some information for you and work with you in the teams. So Vanessa Jackson is here from Virginia Commonwealth University. She's a professor at Winning Presentations. Willis Zhang, Usman Qureshi, Jamal Mahbub, John Harvey, Aaron Pastel is with Google Cloud. Their expertise is in using data analytics in Google Cloud and coding languages. Peyton Lamb from the Office of Data Governance and Analytics as a data engineer. Shweta Tamila, who is Officer of Data Governance and Analytics from metadata curation and navigating the open data portal, creating and documenting new data sets. John Sott is from Clarion. He can help with open data as well. We have two for the price of one, David Marcus and David Shames from Tower Technologies. They have this expertise in the open data portal, generalists for any wayfinding within the platform. They've also been very helpful in other datathons as well. Gail Jennings, Jeff Price, and Beth Lefwich from the Department of Social Services around data and food security. So we'll actually be dropping that information in the chat. You'll have more information on that on as well. But just want to make sure we thanked our SMEs who are going to be taking time out of their time and day as well. All right, so we're at that point. We're going to do a couple screenshots. So for those of you with your camera on, yep, I will adjust my hair as well. My hair is, I think, in place. Why are you laughing, people? This is very.
You're my good side, Alex.
It takes a lot of work to get this. All right, I should probably go on video, off video. All right, very quickly for those on video, why don't we do? I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and we'll do a quick screenshot and smile. So 3, 2, 1. We'll check with our photographer. Photographer is checking if the exposure was okay. We'll take 10 more seconds and make sure. Last 10 seconds for anyone. We'll do one more just in case. I think someone blinked. Uh-oh, we had 2 blinkers, so we'll do one more just in case. And 3, 2, 1. Hopefully that flash wasn't as bad. Good. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Again, you can go back off video if you choose. Just want to make sure we had an opportunity to capture some of those great faces. And I have a face for radio, so I should have just been off video. All right. So let's move on. So I know everyone wants to get to the actual solutioning part, and we want to get there as well. Let me go through a couple things that we're going to do here as we move into solutioning. If you're on the phone, so we have a few people that are dialed in. We're going to ask you to stay on the phone, and we'll get you into your breakout room. Also, if you're joining as a name on Zoom that you did not register with, so we registered individuals and teams. There's some individuals within the Zoom that are probably have different Zoom names or have their spouse or children's name on their Zoom. Please stay in the main room. What we're going to be doing right now is moving into breakout rooms. The breakout rooms will allow you all to work individually as teams. A couple key points on the breakout room. So for those that are new to breakout rooms in Zoom, if you move your mouse down, once you get into a breakout room, you'll see an icon called breakout rooms on the bottom right of your screen. When you want to leave the breakout room, or if you have a question, please make sure you click on the leave breakout room, not leave meeting. Because if you leave the meeting, you'll come right back and you'll get kicked out of the meeting, you'll have to come back in. So you can navigate through breakout rooms by leaving breakout room, not leaving meeting. When you are assigned a breakout room, some of you will be taken there automatically. Some of you, based on your Zoom setting, may have to click a join button. So please know that there may be a pop-up in your breakout room or in your screen that says join the breakout room. If you get put in the wrong breakout room, it's okay. Come back to the main room and we'll make sure we get that adjustment as well. And then finally, when you're chatting in your breakout room using the chat feature that we've been using this morning, please know that's only for your breakout room. So others won't be able to see that. You're not, blasting the entire world. You're just sharing that chat with individuals in that breakout room. When you are in breakout rooms, I think, Jesse, are we going to try out a text alert very quickly? Do you want to send out a quick text? So when you're in the breakout rooms, we'll also be using a kind of broadcast feature. So you will see some words at the top of your screen if we are trying to get a hold of you all or send out general announcements. And then finally, just know that individuals, the CDOs, the Office of Data Governance and Analytics, and others may be popping in and out of chat rooms just to check in. So please know that there will be individuals checking in on you throughout the time. Let me pause very quickly. Any questions? Please drop any questions in the chat as well. All right. Again, if you do need help, please feel free to drop out of your breakout room. And then final reminder, if you have not done so, please make sure someone from each team emails Jesse Bailey with a phone number, just in case we need to get a hold of you for any reason. And then finally, as a reminder, we're going to actually come back today. So we're going to spend this time in solutioning most of the day today. Our SMEs will be available between 11 and 1 and 3:15 and 5. We are going to come back together at 4:45 to do a kind of a day one wrap up, get some of your feedback of what things went well, what things could be improved, and what things you all need that you don't have. And then we'll wrap up today. And then tomorrow is a reminder. Tomorrow is a quick reminder. The links are different, so please make sure you're using the link for tomorrow's Datathon in the invite, not the same link as this morning. All right. Well, again, on behalf of the entire Datathon team, we're going to go through their names and thank them over the next couple of days as well. A huge thank you from all of us to all of you for making the time. Again, if there's anything we can do to make this productive, enjoyable, or more engaging over the next couple of days, please let us know. It's been an honor to be with you all this morning, and we're going to move into breakout rooms here in the next 30 seconds. Thanks again, everyone, and good luck in your solutioning.
Hey, everybody. Let's just introduce the team real quick so you know who you'll be talking with when you come back into the rooms. I'm Mike Ezepek from the Library of Virginia. You've met Alex, Paul Castle-Aspey. He's the IT director here at the Library of Virginia. Jesse Bailey from the CDO's office, and Soren Sonson, we'll all be here in the main room. If you need assistance or anything, you may come out to the main room. Be aware that there is a leave meeting or leave the breakout room when you go to leave. So let's just make sure you come back to the breakout room or come back to the main room. But when I assign these breakout rooms, if you are in the room, if you're left in this main room, please know your team, and so we can move you into the correct room. A lot of folks, we couldn't match up the names with where they needed to go into the breakout room. So we'll have to move some people in. So I'm going to open the rooms now. And when it moves you into the room, or if you're left in this main room, we'll get with you in a second. Okay. So here we go. Rooms are open. All right, let's see. All right, well, let's just start here. Who is DDMCANDR? I'm going to ask you to unmute. Deep Run. Oops. All right.
Good morning.
Hey, who is this? Deep Run?
Yeah, this is Will Caudle, the faculty sponsor for Deep Run. Yeah, our teams we were all together in one room. They've separated into two separate rooms. They're going to join as their team names. One of them I think is Shallow Walk. The other one is what? Short Circuit. So they'll join individually in just a second. If we can put them in their rooms, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate your work.
And Mike, before you go on, I think just a reminder, we're still recording, just so you're aware. I don't know if you're able to stop. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Perfect. No, thank you all. That's awesome. Thanks. I'm going to float through the rooms, Mike. So I'm actually going to start going through the rooms, make sure that people are
all right.
in the rooms too.
SM Janky.
Yep.
What team are you on?
Norfolk Team 2.
Norfolk Team 2. Okay, give me a second there.
I'm sorry, Team 24. Sorry.
Mike, did you find that one?
Good morning, Brian Britons. How are y'all?
All right.
Fantastic. Thank you. Anything you all need today? Are you all okay? Great. Just as a reminder, I know y'all, people, I know y'all been
Heather
Tierney. Breakout room up on the bottom right. And just if you want to come back to the main room, you will be able to do that. Don't leave.
Soren, Paul, and Jesse, can you all hit mute on your okay, perfect. Heather Tierney. Samantha Glenn.
Mike, some people are putting their team name and number in the chat. Do you need me to read that out loud to you?
Cool. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Great. And then
absolutely.
remember to get someone's phone number to Jesse if you haven't already, to email Jesse if you have.
Okay, Layla is in team 4.
Wait, hold on. Who?
Layla.
You're amazing. Hey, appreciate it, guys. Thank you all again for all your help, and go try it. So today's students and administrators, or all
Okay.
students, or
DDMCANDR is team 11.
Great space to learn there. So,
Okay.
Kishore Tumadara is in team 15.
Melvin said, hey, listen,
Zach Long is in team 1. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, Zach Long.
He's in team 1.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you all so much again. Thank you all.
Caroline Burke is team 2.
Okay, thank you.
CGREICHB is team 13.
Thank you.
Atia Ferdos is team 23.
Yes.
Mhm.
You tell them Zach Long is actually team 23.
Team SAIC.
Okay, Zach Long is actually team 23. Sorry about that.
Great. Sorry to bother you.
Okay, got it.
Okay, Daniel Newsom is team 2.
Actually, Daniel Newsom is team 2. Okay, got it.
Shallow Walk is team 16.
Team 16. Got it.
Okay, that's all of the messages I have, I think. If I missed anybody, please put your message back in the chat.
This room by like 4:30 or so, that'd be great.
Alice, team 14. Arturo.
Hi, I'm a faculty at William and Mary. So we have 2 teams. I wonder whether, I can go into a breakout room and just give them my phone number in case they have any questions. So jump into one and then jump into the next one, if you don't mind.
Yeah, hold on.
William and Mary is team 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. I'll move you into the first one, then just jump back out here, and I'll put you in the other one.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay. Samantha Glenn. Wilfried.
That's 22, Mike.
Which one?
Wilfred, let's do.
Is 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Peyton.
Peyton's in SME.
Peyton's an SME.
Mhm.
Willis is an SME. Willis Shane, right?
Yep, SME.
Everybody left is SME.
Samantha Glenn is not. KGCU and DIF is not, unless they're just using initials, and then Triveni is also not.
Triveni is here actually.
What team are you in?
I need to go to number 1.
To number 1? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks again.
Actually, I don't know why it didn't in 1.
Very good. That's great. Good for you all. Well, good luck. You're my favorite so far. You're the first.
Hold on. Samantha Glenn. KG Cundiff.
Cundiff's in 12, Mike.
Cundiff's in 12.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Arturo, I'll put you in the 4 now.
Thank you.
Hey, Jesse, who else on here was a SME? Let me see, we have. They're saying Peyton. Yep, Peyton, I got you as a co-host. Carlos, you're a co-host. I think we're set right now.
Mike, there's some more chat ones. Do you have Carolyn Burke in team 2, Carney?
You have to call
Yes.
it out.
Yeah, she's in there.
Okay, and you have
I would send that to Jesse.
CG Reich, team 13.
If you want to send her that, I'll validate that.
They're there.
Okay, and Atia Ferdusi, team 23.
For right now, I'm so sorry. I got one of the 3. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't want to give you a wrong answer.
Okay, Daniel Newsom, team 2.
Thank you all.
Yes, he's there.
Okay.
And Shallow Walks in their room.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I didn't see some
Thank
of those.
you.
Nope, we're good to go.
Hi, could I be reassigned to my breakout room?
Hey, Faisal. What team are you on?
Hi there, team.
Oh, lost you there.
Hi there, team 22.
All right, I'll get you there in a second.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Hold on. Test. I don't know why it didn't. Oh. Let me admit, I don't know why it's not changing. Cover that up, and I need speaker view. It's not changing.
Yeah,